Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here, weatherweb.net, and it is Wednesday the 9th of October. Now don't forget, you can check out Gary's Fast Forecast, which is updated every evening here at weatherweb.net. Just click on the Fast Forecast link, and also remember we kept free of charge by the adverts you see around the screen here. Now, of course, we've seen a big change in weather today across the UK with colder air arriving, and the satellite picture really shows this well. Here's the fronts moving southwards. Look, there's one, there was another one over France, and here's a centre of low pressure that developed this afternoon, and this swirl of cloud you can see here pushing its way southeastwards, bringing gales and snow to the high ground of Scotland. Some clear skies in between though, and more clear skies here between those two fronts. But just look at this cumulus cloud that's piling in here. That's the speckled cloud you can see here, showing how deeply unstable this air mass is. Now, it's going to be cool now for the next few days. You can see how temperatures here on the temperature graph for London really change very little over the coming days. I think some damp and some cold weather to come across particularly the southern half of the UK. I actually think Scotland and Ireland faring better with some sunny spells and largely dry here during the next week or so, once we've got the showers out the way that we've got this afternoon. But it's longer term that's been vexing me over the last 12 hours or so. This was the analogue chart for November, December, January, produced from the analogues by Hugues van den Doel over in the States. And this is the analogue of the 500 millibars for that 3-month period, comparing previous similar years to this year. And you can see how it had got high pressure look up towards the north, or higher than normal heights, low than normal heights down towards the south, which would indicate higher pressure being centred up here towards the north, low pressure down towards the south, and more of an easterly flow through the UK during this period. And kind of that's very similar to the setup that we've got at the moment, with well above normal heights basically entrailing much of the whole of the northern hemisphere, or at least the latitudes north of around 55 degrees north across the northern hemisphere. Yes, interspersed by troughs such as the one that's over the States at the moment, another one over Eastern Asia, but that pattern really has come to fruition already, so it kind of lends itself to support the winter forecast that I put out a few weeks ago, and which I'll be updating this week, by the way. Now, CFS today is showing us a fall off in temperature, but not until the end of the month. You notice that the temperature we've got at the moment, if you draw a line from there, actually holds fairly steady till around the 25th, 26th of October, and that's been a consistent story from the CFS. Yeah, a few colder days in here, look, but generally the big drop is in here. And then what it tries to do is to take a step change around that bonfire night and bring the temperatures down then into the middle part of November, setting us up for quite a chilly November. Temperatures perhaps near or below normal through much of the month. So, excuse me, the CFS has been pretty consistent on this one. And the rainfall forecast from the CFS, interesting to see at the moment as well, just in terms of comparing it to those analogues and seeing how close by high pressure is at times. Now, you can't extract too much detail from the CFS, but step back from it, take a broader look, and you can get sort of a feel for the pattern it's trying to predict. You see, this is week 1 up to the 15th, and it's basically got that area high pressure out towards the west that we've got at the moment. This is the rain coming down the North Sea over the next few days. Week 2 to the 22nd shows more unsettled conditions, but generally most of the rainfall out here towards the west. And week 3 shifts the rainfall eastwards. Probably that's going to be a trough here week 2, but then week 3 it's probably here moving its way east. Week 4 though, you notice the dry conditions here again. I'm just wondering if this is trying to build a ridge back in through this sort of zone during that early part of November. And also notice too, look how dry it is here and here, suggesting that up here we've got higher pressure in here generally. So, you know, leaning into that analogue. Week 5 sees high pressure getting back in. We've probably got dry conditions here as well again, as you can see there. So perhaps high pressure in here. It looks like there's some feature in here, and probably low pressure down here too. And that kind of lends itself back into this sort of pattern, something like so. And then week 6, right to the end of November, well, look what's back. High pressure back in there again. Deep trough out in the Atlantic, but still the sense of dry weather up towards the north. By week 7, you notice that it's wetter, those bluer colours, but look again here, drier through here too. So you see this idea of this blocking high, not wanting to go far away. We can't really draw, as I said, too much from this over geographical locations and how wet it is, but this overall pattern of this high being up towards the north and keep on coming south is one that I think we've really got to stick with. You see there, even on the week 8 forecast into the beginning of December, look, we've still got that dry slot in there, and we've still got the hints of something down here too, although of course it becomes much wetter out here in the Atlantic. So building support again for this idea of cooler, dry weather to the north, near and all temperatures down towards the south of the UK starting to show through from those models. So I think that's kind of where the winter forecast is going at the moment. But as I say, I'll update you during the course of this week. Got to get an update out to private clients as well. So if you're one of those, then you'll be receiving that forecast before we make it publicly available. But yeah, just interesting to see, isn't it, how this winter forecast progresses. But whatever happens, I think you are going to need to be wrapping up very warm over the next sort of day or so with this sort of fall in temperatures that we've seen. But for now, thanks for watching. Don't forget we're kept free of charge by the adverts you see around the screen. So when you come back and use the site here at weatherweb.net, that's what keeps us free of charge. So once again, thanks for watching and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.